We have icons. So we have icons, and we can use these icons like refresh, reload icons, symbols will be available. So we have a refresh. So refresh or reload like icons. These are all the icons. So this is a sync icon, sync alt icon, so redo icon. So there is a sync icon. So we can use that sync icons. So reload, and these are the icons we are having. These are the icons. The sync icon is there. Actually, so we have the styles here. We have the CSS here. And in the CSS, we have font awesome also. I told you how we use the font awesome. Then in that case, so I can go to this HTML, and here at the label, verify code label, I'm adding a span here. So, and the class as FA, and FA sync and sync alts are there. So we are adding just a span here, and we are configuring that here. So that means in our application, that view code will be there. There is a span, and I can keep this as a button. So if this is kept as a button, so as a button text, we are configuring it. That means this is a button, so which a sync button this is. And when I click this verify code button, then it should get a new code. That means refresh. It should get a new code. Then what we can do is on button click. So we will write an method. So this method is a refresh click. On refresh click, I need to get the code and return one more time. That means I am calling ng on init method, because ng on init method is loading the code into it. I am calling that ng on init again. So that means on refresh, this function will be called again. Then it will add this code into that again. That's only the point. And refresh click should work when user clicks this button. That means on click, and I'm using here refresh click. Refresh click. We are configuring refresh click. And you can see here, so I click on that refresh button, and a new code should be generated here. A new code is generated here. So on refresh, a new code is generated here. So that is how we are configuring a service which is returning a specific functionality. Technically, service contains a predefined business logic which you can inject into any component. Now, I want this capture in every form, a login form, registration form. So in every form, we want this capture. In that case, no need to design this logic every time. We readily have a service for that. What we need to do is in every form, wherever you want to use it, just inject that service and access its service methods and use them. So we don't need to rewrite. So we need to just inject and use it. Inject and use it. We can use for different occasions. That means here I am using for this functionality. Generally, we use for dealing with the data anywhere. You can use anywhere. Some set of functionalities required. several locations, then you can use anywhere. So for example, suppose this is one example. So what we have done here is here one more option is service defined to be registered, to be service is injected, actually service is injected into application level, or platform level, injected into application, injected at application level or platform level. So application level or platform level, so which is defined by using provided in property. So that is what we need to configure. So syntactically, how the service defines. So it import, syntactically it import and configures. Already I told you, factory is a general term used for defining a set of functions. Now, don't expect that you will write a factory keyword there. I hope you understood, Veerabhadra Rao. I told you that factory is a technical architectural term which represents a set of functions. Now, don't think that you will physically create one factory here. So we don't create a physical factory. We just discussed that is the architectural approach it uses. Functions, factories into services, right? That is the architectural approach. Right? So here we are importing injectable. So from Angular core, and this uses an injectable decorator. So with provided in roots, and you can have a class export class and service name, and this service can contain service methods, service method, the service method which can return any specific functionality. So the example you saw here, so go to app folder and add a new file, and the file is here the file is capture.service.ts. In that capture service.ts, we added this code. This is the logic for capture service. And second, register service into app.module.ts. And we have to do that in app module providers. We have to register that service here. Of course, to register first you have to import that service, and that will be done automatically, or you know how to do that. Then go to register component, register.component.ts. So in this register component TS, we need to access that component and use it here. Means here we need to import the service and inject the service and access the service method and use the service method.